Here we go. Sorry about that, everyone. I just went ahead and my phone didn't capture my last video. This is Tony D with American Freedom Fighters. This is a warning to everybody. I was just swatted last week by my local sheriff's deputies in my area because I made some comments on the X social media platform. Yes, I was swatted. They came to my residence, weapons drawn, and when I had answered the door, when they knocked on the door, they yanked me out of my residence, put me in handcuffs, told me they had a warrant out for my arrest, and had a search warrant, which I had never seen until after I had gotten out on bond. But still, they took all my laptops, my desktop, my cell phone, all my weapons and ammunition, anything you could think of, they took and now have in evidence. I was incarcerated for 5 days and finally was able to get out on bail. I had a $5,000 bail, and 10% of that is $500, which I had a bondsman who had gotten me out on Veterans Day. I thank you very much, bondsman, Bob the bondsman, for getting this veteran out of the county jail on Veterans Day. I am honored that you respect us veterans. Now, people, you have to be aware and watch everything you do and comment on any of these social media platforms. If I would have known that I was going to get arrested for a comment I made on the X social media platform, I would have never, ever had made any such comment. And it's not just the X social media platform. It's all of these social media platforms. It could be Facebook. It could be X. It could be Twitter. It could be, well, there's X. It could be TikTok. It could be Rumble. It could be any of these social media platforms. And guess what? You make the wrong comment. Usually, these social media platforms would flag these comments and not let it be posted to their social media platform. I had made comments on X in the past, which were not, how should I say, as intimidating as what I had posted, and those comments were flagged, and they weren't allowed to be on this social media platform. Now, the 4 or 5 comments or whatever that I had made on X were posted on the X platform. Someone had turned me in as terrorist threats. They call it intimidation. Now, this is a felony offense. I could be facing life in prison. Do I want to be in prison the rest of my life at 70 years old now? No, I don't. And I'm going to fight this to the fullest extent of the law because, for one, as far as I'm concerned, this goes against my First Amendment right, my Fourth Amendment rights, for how they have swatted me, seized all my internet, should I say, my internet connected items, as well as all my weapons and ammunition. Even a gas mask. I mean, come on now. Do you consider a gas mask dangerous? I don't. Thank God that I have a security system. I have videos of every single thing that they took out of my residence. All my ammunition, all my weapons, all my laptops and desktops and everything. I have it all on security camera. Thank God that they couldn't climb on a ladder and put a piece of tape over the security camera. It's too high up for them. Thank God for that. But people, you have to be aware of what's going on here today. I mean, I seen how over in London, England, you just post anything about the government, or you want to show you're proud of your country and you even show a picture of the flag in London, England, and you get swatted and arrested and are sentenced to years in jail. Thank God we have our Constitution and Amendment rights here in the United States. But I must say, this is wrong on way too many levels. You have these, how should I say? Well, I'm not going to say. These people where it starts with an M and ends with slums. They're threatening we, the Christian people of the United States, that they're going to infiltrate our country. They say how if we do not bow to them and their Quran religious beliefs, that they will unalive us. They will rape and unalive our women and children. Or they will make our children, the women, the young girls, their wives. This shouldn't be allowed anywhere at any time by anyone from any religion here in the United States of America. People, you have to be aware of what's going on here today. We don't have our freedom anymore. No freedom of speech, no Fourth Amendment protections. Now, us Christian men and us that are veterans, we are the ones that are being prosecuted, arrested for things that should never have happened or we should never have been arrested for. This is totally outrageous. I think you, as well as myself, we all need to wake up. We see what's happening. They are infiltrating big cities throughout this country. They are pushing their Sharia law in a lot of these states and cities across our country. People, this is a Christian nation. It was founded on Christian principles. And now we're losing our Christian principles and what this country was founded on. Do you want to become forced into this religion and their beliefs? Their religion is of the devil. You can Do your own research. Muhammad followed Hakkar. What is Hakkar? Hakkar is the devil. Now, there's a lot of Christians that are starting protests across our country in some of these big cities that are pushing these Muslims that are infiltrating these big cities and trying to push their Sharia law. People, you need to protest. You need to contact your politicians. I don't care if you live in a sanctuary state or not. You people better start complaining, protesting. Otherwise, we're going to lose America to these people that shouldn't even be here. You had your dumbass previous installed president that flew these people in airplanes into our country. Now, what are they doing? Well, for one, they're here illegally. The other thing is they are assimilating. They are having children left and right. They want to overpopulate our country and be the dominant people of the United States of America. We cannot let this happen. We need to stop this in any city. We need to forbid any Sharia law in any city or state. People, we need to stop letting these foreign people into our government, whether it be local, city, county, state, Senate, or House. We must not vote these people into office. If you enjoy your freedom in the United States, I would suggest that you don't vote for any of these people in our country. You know, there used to be what they called the Warner Act. That Warner Act, our forefathers had put into place many hundred, over 100 years ago. When they wrote the Declaration of Independence, our constitutional rights, our amendment rights, they had the Warner Act that was in our government, which was not to allow any foreigners into our government. The only people that were allowed in our government were people of a Christian faith and believed in our Constitution and amendment rights. Now, they're slowly infiltrating your local government, your county governments, your city governments, your state governments, and Senate and Congress. People, you have to vote these people out. Keep them out of our government. They've stated on many videos on the X social media platform that they are going to infiltrate the United States of America, that they are going to make us submit to their Sharia law and the Quran. And if we don't, then they will unalive us. We will no longer exist, and this will no longer be a Christian nation. I don't know about you, but me at 70 years old, I bow to no man. I do not believe in Sharia law. I do not believe in the Quran. I believe in the Holy Bible. I believe in my Christian principles and what I was taught when I was a young child, and I was born and raised a Roman Catholic. Now, there are many churches that don't follow Roman Catholic anymore. It's just considered Christian churches. But still, we must keep our Christian principles here in the United States of America, and it must be our main number one religion in this country, and it must stay our main number one religion in the United States of America. We cannot let these people take over our country. You see what is happening in London, England. You see what is happening in Europe and in France and in Nigeria. The people of Nigeria who believe in that religion, I should say, they are killing Christian people. Now, President Trump has stated that he wants to put a stop to Christians being unalived in Nigeria, in Africa. He needs to push hard for the same thing here in the United States of America. We must not allow them to take over our country. We must not allow anybody to change our beliefs or force us to have to listen to their prayer 5 times a day, morning, noon, and night. We as Christians don't force our religions on them, and this is a Christian-based nation. People, please believe what I'm saying here. This is nothing to mess around with now. Like I mentioned, I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm about to turn 71. I never thought that I would ever get arrested at 70 years old for making a comment on a social media platform. Watch what you type or state on these social media platforms. I don't, like I stated, do not have a court date as of yet. I am going through and have contacted various different people to have my case switched to a veterans court. I have paperwork that I have to fill out next week to try and push my case to a veterans court. This is something that is life threatening to me because the county jail did not have medications that I needed. My blood pressure is normally like 120/80, and since I didn't have my medications, my blood pressure went to 150/60, the highest it's ever been in my whole entire life. I was having heart palpitations, felt very ill, and asked them to send me to a local hospital, which the county jail refused to do. The food was the worst food I have ever had, ever being incarcerated in any jail in my entire life. You may say, well, yeah, you're incarcerated, so they'll feed you what they want. There's one thing of feeding us what they want, but another thing is feeding us something that is nutritional, that is worth eating. When they give you a piece of cornbread and it's as hard as a piece of glass, that's not good. It's stale. Has hardly any taste at all to it. You get fed, excuse me, you get fed grits in the morning with shredded potatoes and maybe a piece of cornbread. And they'll put a little syrup on the side so you can go ahead and put some syrup on your grits. First off, I'm not one that really likes grits. Oatmeal, I wouldn't mind. And then they're giving you rice with some kind of meat that's mixed in with it. One day I had hot dogs with watered down baked beans that was nasty. I mean, disgusting. I couldn't eat half the food that I was served because it was so bad. And it was actually making me sicker instead of feeling good. But I do want to tell you, please be aware. Yes, I was swatted on November 7th. I got bonded out on Veterans Day. Being a veteran, that made me one of the happiest days of my life, to be truthful with you. But I wanted to bring this to your attention, people. We no longer have the freedoms that we used to have. We're the ones that are being condemned. We're the ones losing our freedom of speech. We're the ones losing our Fourth Amendment rights and our Second Amendment rights. You, this year, in the coming elections, you must vote for a Christian American person. They must, and I would try and find out, but if it was me, I would make sure that they believe in supporting our constitutional rights and our amendment rights. If they don't believe in supporting any of that, I want to suggest that you do not vote for that person. I'm not one to try and sway anyone, but people, we're slowly but surely losing our rights, our freedoms. And we're the ones that are being deceived by these foreigners that are in our government that do not belong in our government. Now, there are many people that are leaving these sanctuary states. May I suggest not coming here to Florida? We really don't need people from these blue states coming to this red state. Okay? You're leaving there to get away from there, and we don't want you to bring there here. We don't want what you left there brought here. If you want what you had there here, we don't want you here. Keep it there. We have our own ways of life here, and we enjoy what we do have here because this is a red state. We don't want your blue state ideas or your way of living the blue state ways. Don't come to Florida. Florida is full. It's fuller than you would ever believe. Do not come to Florida. Go to California. Go to New Mexico. Go to Washington. Go to Chicago. Go to these blue states where you're used to being at. Don't come to a red state and then complain about what we do in a red state. We are a red state because this is the way we want to live our lives. I may be considered an extremist, an activist, a conservatist, yeah. But I believe in our rights. I believe that our government is straying too far away from our constitutional and amendment rights. And I think that they need, this is our government politicians, I think they need to reread our constitutional rights and our amendment rights and follow them. And follow our Christian principles in this country. Like I have stated, we have lost many, many, many of our freedoms already in this country. It's not fair to we, the American people. Do you see how our government is sending billions upon billions upon billions of dollars to all these other countries, and they're letting us starve to death, become homeless, and now supposedly Trump says, oh, this stimulus or what do you want to call it, tariff checks, we may have to wait until next year in the summer or fall. We, the American people, are hurting big time. You're sending billions upon billions of dollars to all these other countries and supplying them with weapons of mass destruction and everything else, but yet you're not taking care of we, the American people. What happened to the first term President Trump we had? Have you been hijacked by our government or by some big elites that want you to do things their way instead of your original ways like you did in your first term? I don't know. It seems that things are a little strange here because you're not the same president we had in your first term. Something's wrong here. You did your rallies stating that you were going to release the Epstein files. Now it's all a hoax, supposedly. No, you just don't want to expose these elites and politicians that were involved in those ordeals. How about our freedoms? Pam Bondi now is coming after our Second Amendment rights. She was the wrong person for this job. She proved that here in the state of Florida, that she was coming after us with these red flag Second Amendment laws. And now she's doing it against the whole country. This is not what we voted for. There are a lot of things happening right now in this country, people, that you need to be aware of. Every day I turn on my television and I see something new has popped up. They're keeping us divided. They're causing the division. They're pushing this Sharia law and pushing us away from our Christian beliefs. The basic principles that this country was founded on, and now this government is going against those basic principles. There's so much distraction going on. Look what's going on over here, but they don't tell you what's going on over there. distraction, division, starvation, homelessness. But we're sending billions upon billions of dollars to all these other countries. And our prices keep on going up and up and up. Me as a senior citizen, I'm having a hard time making ends meet month to month. Do I have to worry about losing this one residence I live in? Am I going to be the next homeless veteran in this country? I think that's what they want. Because our government is eliminating the middle class. Let me know what you think. Because to me, something strange is going on here, and I'm not happy with it, and neither should any of you. I have a long fight ahead of me. It's going to be a long, slow process, and I'm a person that will never, ever, ever go ahead and plead guilty to any felony charge. Be aware, people. You're losing your freedoms day by day just by making a comment on a social media platform. So, everyone, please take care. Pray the good Lord helps us and keeps us a Christian nation. There's nobody that's going to save you except for you. Protect your family and friends and watch out for each other all the time, please. Once again, this is not the type of thing we want to see happening in this country, but it's happening before our eyes faster than you can ever imagine. This is Tony D with American Freedom Fighters. Please be safe, stay strong. God bless you. God bless America. This is Tony D with American Freedom Fighters, and I'm out for now. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.